And we're live. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Let's see who's in the house tonight. We got PPR. I don't know if he's still here or what. Heather, Eric,
Heather.
Shandy.
Hello,
Hello.
Stanley.
The truth revealer,
Lee.
Lee. Okay. Bianca, my daughter, my beautiful
Hi.
daughter. It's her. You see her name in the intro
Yes.
all the time. That's her. If someone's wondering. We look who we got here. Our paranormal world. Hello,
Kim.
Kim.
Hi.
Okay. So guys, I guess you don't need I think everyone here knows our friend Claire.
Wysteria-Energy Twister.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Very well.
Thank you
Very
for
good.
accepting the invitation.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be on this show. It's like everybody wants to be here.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why, but I'm really happy about that.
Exactly.
Okay, so I start off with the same question all the time to every guest I have. How did you come up with this name for your channel?
The Ouija board gave it me, basically.
Oh,
So obviously, being a rose and thorn witch, the Ouija board is something I don't shy from. I use it a lot. And I have a spirit that seems to follow me, be around me, and her name is Freya, or she calls herself Frida sometimes. And I was doing a Ouija board session, and Wisteria kept coming through over and over again. And I said, "Is this your name? No. Is it someone else's name that's with you? No." I finally, after a few times of doing this, and it wasn't just the first session, it was probably around about the third or fourth session, I said, "Is that a name you want me to have?" They said yes. So I got Wisteria from the board, and eventually, when I'd done it, spelt out Wisteria-Energy Twister, and I kind of took it as my name.
okay. Wow.
That's how I got it. It just yeah.
Okay, that's an
Very random.
original one. So, what kind of content can we expect on your channel?
Well, at the moment, I am doing hoodoo, voodoo, history lessons, and then more up to date because it blends in with the rose and thorn path in which I was thrown into, let's say. So, but I do stories, fairy tales, original British fairy tales at the moment, but I will be moving on to Japanese, Icelandic, Celtic. I like those, the nice stories.
Yeah.
But I do have a spirit box, and I do spirit box sessions. I do Ouija board sessions. I read cards. I do a lot of things on my channel. I think my channel is a bit of this and a bit of that, but
Okay.
very spiritual orientated. Yeah.
Okay. Because you are a proud person saying that you are a witch.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah.
what kind of witch you said it was?
I am a rose and thorn witch.
Rose and thorn.
Yes.
Okay. And that's like, I don't want to say a tribe or a family. Or
Oh,
it's
it's hard to explain, Sandra, because it is a very brutal path of witchery. It's old witchery, and
okay.
that's what we call it. We call it witchery, and it really you pay in blood very much so for this path, and
Okay.
it's a family thing, and I was conditioned in a particular way from being born. I didn't I didn't know any different until I got older and I could learn things for myself.
Okay. Uh, yes, I'm just going to answer to one of my friends here. Yes, I had to let go of your video to get ready for my live stream, but it was awesome. I'm going to go back and catch up on what I missed. Thank you. Okay. So you were like born into this.
Yes, well, to be fair, what happened originally was, so obviously my mum and my dad, but my dad died when I was 2.5, nearly 3. Now, it's my dad's side of the family that were the witches. So I ended up being brought up by my nan. She was the witch, and I was brought up by my nan and what I know as aunties. They weren't my real aunties, obviously, but so it was a very much just that small group of people. No one else was allowed in, um, and that was from probably from the age of 6 that I remember. I remember from roundabout. I don't remember. I can't say. I've tried to think, but I don't remember before that. I don't. But I do remember from the age of 6, and I do remember my second initiation, which was when I was 14.
Okay. And what was this initiation for?
So apparently it's done when you are very young as well. But like I said, I don't remember it being done
Okay.
when I was young. So
Okay.
when I was 14, you are basically completely naked at 14-year-old, bear in mind, and you plant a white and a red rose bush by the side of each other. You have a sigil that you write on paper and you plant it with the rose that you're putting in the ground.
Hmm.
You prick your finger with the rose's thorn. It has to be done with the rose's thorn. You give those roses, the earth that they are laid on, 3 drops of your blood. Then you take 3 drops of made up chlorophyll that's given to you by the head of the coven, which would have been my nan. The chlorophyll is basically plant DNA. That's all it is. It's just green blood, is what we call it. Call it green blood. It's an
Okay.
exchange of blood. And then you take one single rose and you lay naked and you're put into some sort of trance with psychotropic drugs, basically. You're put into a trance and you are left there naked by
Okay.
the rose and the roses and the thorns, I suppose. And you wait for the woman of the rose to come to you as spirit form. If she doesn't come to you, you are not allowed back in the coven. If she does come to you, you're okay to carry on.
Okay. And how can you prove that she came to you or not?
My nan would know if I was lying.
Okay.
That was what she said. She said, if you're lying, I will know. So, and after that, Sandra, we have to work then with the mandrake as the male part, because obviously the rose is a female. The mandrake
Mhm.
can be male or female. They don't really have, that kind of, they're just energies, aren't they? But our next step would generally be to work with a masculine energy, and I would work with the mandrake next, and then the hemlock, and then the vein, and that's what we do. We kind of work with poisonous plants, but their energies, not the plant itself, but the energy that comes from them.
Okay. Hi, Robbie. Okay.
Hello.
Do you do spells like us Wiccan? We have like herbs and we have dragon's blood and we make our
Yep.
oils with it. Do you do that too?
Yeah, we have bat's blood, dove's blood, dragon's blood. Now, our family coven, they did sacrifices. Um, I will not. Um, when I was younger, I saw, but I didn't agree with it. It caused a lot of arguments. I was very much one with nature, Sandra. I felt very close to nature and the plants and the animals. Whereas my nan was an old witch. She would sacrifice animals to gain what she needed. Um, so it was very hard because I didn't want to do that. So I didn't, and I never have, but I've seen it done. So I use natural herbs. I use what you probably use, to be honest, or what you use.
Okay. Yeah, herbs and spices, the ones you cook with, and
Yeah,
some
resins.
flowers,
Mm,
dried up flowers, and stuff like
yeah,
that.
we
Oh,
use resins and alcohol too.
okay. Do you do like a ritual like every full moon? And
Yes. Our rituals are private. I don't know about yours. But ours, we're not allowed to show people what we do, but because we do it naked anyway, so it's not like you can post that on YouTube. Um,
Mm,
so generally, I'll go with my coven to the woods with a cloak, and we do our ritual up there in the woods.
okay. Well, we do ours how we want, naked or not,
You got a
outside or
choice.
inside,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's
uh,
just, I think with me, it's because it's all I know,
okay.
you know.
And I don't know if you saw my video last Monday. I was investigating a red-haired witch.
I did.
Um, I wonder if you can tell us more about a redhead witch, how powerful she can be compared to another witch.
Well, I can't. And I'll tell you why. Firstly, my natural hair is deep red. I dye it blonde. Um, I do. I dye it. I bleach it blonde. Um, and the reason I can't is because the way I was brought up in our coven, it goes through DNA. It's in your blood. So I am A positive. I'm rhesus positive. Very rare blood type. A positive, rhesus positive. Nobody else in my family's got that now because my nan's passed away, my dad's gone, so there's only me with it. Not even my kids got that blood type from me.
Okay.
But so my nan believed it was in DNA. I believe, I believe it's in all of us.
Okay, so it's not the hair color. That's
I don't, but
probably like a legend.
I believe, Sandra, that if we truly look inside us, there, there it's inside us. You know, we all have it.
Okay. Amber has a question. How is a spell different, clothed or naked?
It's not. It's a condition. I'm conditioned that way. I can't do it any different. It's all I know. It's how I was brought up. I was brought up in a very strict way of doing things. And we believe in order to feel the energies we wish to bring forth, in order to connect to the energy properly, then we need our skin bare. So our skin, because our skin's our main organ, it's the main organ of our body. And we truly
Mhm.
believe in order to feel everything and get into that energy, we need to feel it on our skin, every part of our skin, so we know what energy we're dealing with. But that's just us. That's just the
Mhm.
way we were, I was conditioned that way.
Us, it's if you want to do it in your PJs, do it in your PJs. Like there's no like specific. And
Right.
the spells we do, normally we cast maybe a few spells to revenge, you know. But it's more if you look at the spell more into deep decomposing of the spell, it's a relief for your own self that you're doing. By doing this spell, you're relieving your anger. So it's sort of like a meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Is it something like that for you?
No.
No, eh? That's it. Us, it's
Um.
like it's really
Oh,
mild.
okay. So the spells that are done for revenge in the Rose and Thorn Path are done for revenge. They are directed at a particular person. They are directed at that person. And if it's going to be done at that, you'll never believe this, Sandra, but if it's going to be done afterwards, when we've done it, we would take a spiritual cleanse, two white candles, and we will read Psalm 52 from the Bible.
Okay.
Very bizarre.
Uh, what is the touch? Okay, Heather has a statement here. Touch is the strongest sense. as well.
Yeah, well, that's what we believe, Heather. We believe we can feel everything through our skin, it being our main organ, so that's why we get naked.
Oracles and Beyond. Hello, sis.
Hello.
Ida. Hello. Okay, guys. So if you have any questions, put them in all caps so we can see them better. Hi,
Fire
my.
away. Don't be
Okay.
scared.
Um. So you go by moon phases too, like
Yes, yeah, we do go by moon phases. I have to be honest, the dark moon is probably a time never to contact me whatsoever. Um, when it's a new moon, we call that the dark moon. A new moon's a dark moon. And I tend to go within myself, Sandra. I don't know why it is, but every new moon is a time where I tend to just want to curl up and be left alone, you know? Um, I definitely feel the moon's energy and go by that quite a lot, yeah.
here. Did your family practice hex as well?
It was more, honestly, I have looked at this everywhere and I've shown, there's only certain people I will show my family journals because they are Islamic, Hebrew, and Latin. And they're all in codes. You have to decode them. They are written in letters, numbers, and things that people just wouldn't understand. So, the most, I guess I've researched, Sandra, and I've researched, trying to find something that's very similar. And the only thing that I found to be similar to what was practiced in our family is hoodoo, well, you might want to call it voodoo, but it's actually different. Hoodoo is what I think it's most like. So it has the jinxes, the uncrossing, the crossing, the foot track, all the foot track magic, all that kind of stuff in it. So I'd definitely say it's more linked with hoodoo than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because we have like a spell. It's with a jar. It's a jar spell where you
The
make
hoodoo bottle.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a hoodoo bottle now called the witch's bottle.
yeah. We make a little doll that looks like a voodoo doll, but it's for our pain. Like if my back's sore, I'll put needles all the way down the spine, put it in
Right.
the jar. That's supposed to heal my back pain.
Yeah.
Let's say.
You can heal, you
But
can hurt. You can heal or hurt with them. Just depends.
yeah, Hoodoo was a movie. What did Ember say? Hoodoo was in the movie The Skeleton Key. I love
Yes,
the
it
movie.
was. Yes, it was. Not, it was, but they didn't get its origins quite right, but it was.
Okay. So, do you ever do some videos on how to make spells, or you keep that
No
private?
one's no one's ever asked me to do that for videos, so I've never done it. If people did ask me, I'd probably stick to oh gosh, I'd stick to probably ones that are easy to do. I would not. There's no way, Sandra, that I'm going to go on YouTube and give everybody the 8 keys of Hecate, the 12 keys of the witches' familiar spirits, and then the 3 keys of the Vex Nakari. I wouldn't do it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, these are portals that open things up that people don't understand. So I have to be careful. I would do it, but I'd be basic. There's no way I'd show them. No, nope. Mm-mm. People are too quick to mess with things.
Okay. Do you work with that? Debts. D deeds. Deeds.
Deities. Yes, yes, we do work with deities. We work
Deities.
with deities. Yes, we do work with deities, but more we work with their energy. It's their energy that we're working with. We see that everything has energy, like the earth, the trees, the plants, and we draw from that energy. Hence why usually we are naked. We need to feel the energy that we're drawing in. We want to make sure it's the right energy match for us. We don't want to draw something in, especially deities. You don't want to draw in a deity that you don't want to work with because they may decide they don't want to leave you. It's a two-way street with spirits. two-way street.
Okay. Do you go out and investigate the paranormal or?
I have. I have, yes. I have done that in my local area because I live in an old mining village and there's quite a few stories regarding this area. It was known for royalty passing through. It's been
Okay.
known for a couple of murders. There's been quite a few people that have committed suicide in the area. It's definitely been known for the black magic, the Luciferians, whatever you want to call it. Apparently, it's known for having that been in the area a long time ago. So yes, I have, and I do. Not often I post it though, believe it or not. It doesn't often go on YouTube, but I do it.
Okay. We got some new people in. We have Frank. Hi, Art Morbid. I saw someone else too. Jen. Hi, Jen. Let's see. I think that's it for now. Okay, guys. So I'm looking for your questions if you have any. Oh, I
Yeah,
think I
don't.
saw Gary go by. Yes, there he is. Hi, Gary.
Hello. Fire away. Ask the deepest, darkest questions. I can
Marianne,
answer.
hello.
Hello,
Okay.
everybody.
Is there one spell in particular that you had trouble doing and that you had to do over and over and one
Um, yeah, yeah. There is one that I had some trouble with, and it was actually I was having some real issues with the Nephilim fuel because the Nephilim fuel I needed the ingredients that I needed. One of them is quite an ingredient to need. So yeah, I did have quite a trouble with the Nephilim fuel. It took me quite a few weeks to get that done, and usually I've got them done overnight, or at least 48 hours after. So yes, the Nephilim fuel, definitely.
okay. Barbara Ann here. Do you as a witch have a different lifestyle than the plain old Joe like me? Ah,
Well, I'm very different, Barbara. As you can see, I I have a different lifestyle? I suppose I do because I see things very differently. Um, I don't fit in very well. I find it hard to make friends. People don't often like me. Um, they
oh,
don't
I
like
clicked
me.
with you right away.
Well, witches generally click with witches, but but as a rule, people tend to shy away from me. They don't like me. Also, I see things that people don't see, and I feel things that people don't feel. So that makes it very awkward for me. So I don't think it's that I've got a different lifestyle. I think it's just that I don't quite fit into the norm. And that can scare people. That can scare people.
Hmm. Here, question, Claire. When did you know you were a witch?
I never knew I've always been one. I was
That
born one. I was thrown into it, Modest Moon. I was thrown into a family coven that was more like a cult that conditioned me, and the sights that I have seen, you'll have to hear on my channel because it's not advisable to put on Sandra's channel because it can be quite disturbing.
Hi, Three Souls. Yes, it's like me. My mother would show me her ways of the Wiccan ways, but never realized it was Wicca.
Right.
And my father, well, normal Catholic, but doesn't practice that much, but
Yeah.
he's shows himself to be Catholic. And it's when I got older that I realized, well, we believe in this. If you're driving your car and you hit a bird, well, someone in your family is going to pass away. That was a saying. All my mother's side of the family would say that, and
Well, I mean, we believe that.
that's a belief we have because we are connected to nature, Mother
We're
Wind.
all, yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Yes. We are not separate, we are one.
Here we have a question from Amber again. Did your family work with other covens or did they stay away from them?
They would not work with any other covens. It was very much our coven and no one else was allowed near us, basically. It was very strict, Amber. It was very strict.
Hmm.
It really was. And it's like I told Sandra, I think, once, I'm not sure if she'll remember, but when we rise from being a rose and thorn, our saying is this, and I think our saying is very beautiful. I can't remember who I told, I don't tell many, but we will say, we rise with our arms stretched towards the sky, towards the stars, obviously, and the moon, and we will say, I am a witch of the old ways. I am created by the stars, envisioned by the moon, fated by the sun, given form by the land, and I stand here, feet firmly in shadow, arms stretched to the sky. Which makes sense if nature's all one and we're all connected. That bit I love. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. It's similar to some of the chants that we have. Uh,
Most of these are Latin, and they can be told quite, not easy. That's for sure. Definitely not. So, when you say deities, though, did you mean goddesses and god type characters? Because my main connections with nature spirits, it's with the fae. And people are like, oh, not the fae. But yes, they are not pretty creatures. I admit they don't look pretty, but it's all I know. I've known them from being very young. They've been in my life from being very young. They've never hurt me in a way that I could not justify. You know, once I put salt out instead of sugar, and I got punished for that. I thought it was a funny. They did not, and they punished me, which they had every right to do. So, yeah, so when you say deities, I guess other than the Hecate, which she comes by many names, Hecate's got many names. Then yeah, it's mainly the fae, really.
okay, so that's like what we would call fairies.
I
Is that
guess
it?
so. Yeah.
Okay. We choose ourselves a goddess for like between two moons, from
Yes.
the full moon to the next full moon. We'll be meditating on this goddess in particular.
Yes. And I understand that because sometimes if I need particular help, I will petition for a particular goddess.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
it's not something I do all the time though. It's something I always have the fae. I always have the fae, but if I need extra help, I'll petition for a god or a goddess. Yeah.
Okay. I think I saw a question or something. Uh, let me see here. Are things the same way today as they were then?
Nope.
Uh,
No, everything's changed just as you expect it to, Barbara, really. Things get lost through time. Beliefs change. I've changed as a person since then. When I was younger and seeing what I was seeing, I thought this was all normal. Um, I thought that that's what families did. I didn't know any difference. So, yeah, I would say a lot's changed. There's been a lot of change.
Okay. Um, about fairies, I've been looking through this subject and like
They are not.
videos.
They're not little friendly beings, Sandra, with wings.
Well, with the videos I saw, they were, sweet to have around, and
Hell no!
No.
No, they're
Uh,
ugly.
yeah.
No, but
Well, the fairies that I like to give them a dish of fruit and water to feed them, and
oh, they kind of appear that way, Sandra. They kind of appear that way, but just you get close enough, and you will be surprised because you'll be overpowered by many.
okay, so we can attract them, like
Oh yes,
because that's
I've
what they
got
were showing in the videos that I saw. And
absolutely. But the best way to bring fae to your garden is simply plant berries. They are obsessed with berries. Juniper berries. They absolutely love juniper berries. Burn juniper berries on your fire. Make them juniper wine. They will come. They will come.
okay, so it's not the fairies that we know as fairies, like a fairy garden, and they're
Oh
okay.
no, no.
Okay.
They're
Here,
like they're green and they blend in with nature. They're like green and about 3 foot, 4 foot. Some are 8 foot berries.
really, they're not like
Mhm.
Tinkerbell
Oh
there.
no, hell no, no.
Okay. Can I ask what kind of spells have you used for yourself? Can you share anything specific? Oh, good question.
Um, I suppose the one that I use the most is definitely the cone of power, and I'm sure Sandra knows exactly what I'm talking about. And all it takes, you take a white candle. You want to sit and you want to meditate. This will not only protect you, but it will heal you. So if you're feeling sick or you're feeling run down or you're emotionally drained, basically this is what it will do. And it's kind of like a meditation, but you need to burn frankincense and myrrh at the same time. You want the resin, not the sticks, not the little no, the actual real resin in a cauldron. I've got a few cauldrons. And you put your charcoal disc in, and then you
Hmm.
put your resin, frankincense and myrrh on there, and you need to envision a cone of power. You've got your white candle in front of you. And it's all about visualization. So, what you're doing, you need to get into a meditative state and you're checking your body for anything that ails you from your mind to your chakras, any part of you as you're in meditative state. And if anything's wrong, you'll feel it. It doesn't hurt, but it almost feels heavy. Wherever the problem is, it will feel heavy. That's when you call in. I call the Fae in because I work with the Fae. And the light beings that you choose will come and they will take it away. And once all that's done and you've sent them away, you'll bring down your cone of power that you've envisioned and you should feel much better then. That is the main one that I use because I think it's very important to keep check of our own body.
Okay. Do you know the spell? I can't say the full word. The F off spell.
Is that what you we have quite we have quite a few spells like that.
Okay, because this is the one we use in Wicca, the F off spell. And
I will have to
me,
share
it's
some with you.
that's my favorite one.
I will have to share some with you. We have the pissed off prayer of a witch as well. That's quite funny.
Oh,
And then we have the nighttime prayer of a witch, and that's all about keeping us beautiful, asking the goddess to come and make sure his bum's firm and stuff. It's quite funny. Yeah, but interesting.
and this really has my attention. What did she just write? Hey Debbie. Oh, Debbie's in the house. Hi Debbie. This really got to my
Mm.
attention. We got Debbie. We have Kevin. Who else is here? I think I saw Bat
Wade,
Rican.
Wade, Cebuana.
Adrienne. Hello. Okay. So can you tell us like a little scoop on what's coming up on your channel?
Well, what's coming up on my channel, once I've finished the hoodoo side of things, that's when I intend to get into the crafting, which I do, and start to share small things. Um, the idea is I'm trying to educate people because, okay, most most of the witches that were persecuted were not bad witches. They weren't bad. They really weren't.
You know,
Most they weren't, Sandra. They were really nice, and it was always poor against rich, and poor always loses. We know this. It happens all the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Most witches were healers. They were kind. They were midwives. They were very, very good women. My family were messed up. They were not nice people. They were the they were the bad side of witchcraft, and people doesn't understand that that exists. And when
yeah,
it exists and you're forced into it, it can have lasting effects on you for the rest of your life.
yeah. Guys, it's like the witch house I want to go investigate. Um, the witch that was hung with the others in Massachusetts at the same time. Well, come to figure out, they were just healers and they'd mix herbs and make
Yep.
creams and lotions. They weren't like real witches there,
No.
but they were treated as such because of lack of knowledge. All it worked, and
Yeah.
they go out in the moonlight to pick the herbs because if you go during the day in sunlight, it'll destroy itself by itself. If you go during the day, it's the only reason why is most of the time. So this lady that I want to go investigate her house, well, this is how, because she really, you know, she yes, she gave down her gift to two other girls, but a gift like saying, some people will say, well, it's a power. I transfer your power. But it's not a power. It's like the knowledge that she knows in books and stuff.
Yes.
So,
That's right. Yeah, that's right, Sandra. Most witches were not actual witches as such. They were very much nice people, healers. They were healers. But unfortunately, where there is light, there is bad. There is dark. You will find dark. It's
mm,
everywhere. Wherever
yeah.
there's light, there's dark.
Yeah, there's good people and bad people.
Yeah,
Like you can
exactly.
you can have very bad Catholic people, like you can have very good
Oh
people.
yeah, definitely. 1,000%.
Oh, Kevin has a question. I just saw that. What's the best way to protect yourself from negative spirits? I use white sage.
Ah, I use desert sage. I do use that. But I also have my Islamic calling of the angels. This is Islamic and Hebrew, so you might not.
Hmm.
They're for the lighter beings. I mean, you call them angels, I call them familiars, but and then this is for EMF. It keeps the EMF energy away. So I have desert sage. I have those. I also have the energy in general that I use. Have draw it in, and I use it like you're doing Reiki. Because I'm a Reiki practitioner as well. Because I work with energy. I see energy. I can work with energy. I can feel energy. But if all else fails, and I feel like there's something really negative in there, I'm not sure I know how to deal with it yet. I'm going home. I'm not stupid. you know,
You
I'm
don't
not
insist.
right. Exactly.
Do you
Exactly.
make like protection bags? We have that's what
Mojo
we have.
bags. We call them mojo bags. They're the
Yeah,
same thing.
our bags are good bags. Like if I think you guys, your bags, if we find one, it's over. Is that true?
It depends what it's got in it.
Okay.
Watch out for the black dust. If
Yeah.
it's got
So
if it's got white dust in it, you're safe. But if you see any black dust in it, don't touch it.
okay. So, Kevin, I hope that answers your question. I also have symbols of protection too. They all saw it in my last video. I have the Eye of Lutus, which is right here,
Yep.
and my star, my wicked star, which is right here. I don't know if you can see it there. And I also have my crystals, and it's, I've heard that it's what you believe that protects you,
It
that
is.
you use as
Of
protection.
course. Of course. That's, you see, that's why I believe, and even though my nan didn't believe this, I used to argue with her all the time because I truly believe if you believe in yourself and you can feel it within you, you can accomplish anything. You know, you can start to learn to feel energy, work with energy. I believe we all have the ability to do it. It's just whether we want to or whether we want to access that part of ourselves.
Okay, I'm just looking in the chat to see if I missed something. We have one here. She said she made a few mojo bags
Mm.
in her time. If I can find it again. Where is it? Oh, I lost
It's
it.
like, for example, black hearts oil and things like that.
Yeah,
They were all made with real animals. Like
before
there's
the,
no
yeah.
right. There's no messing about with that stuff. That is that there's sacrifices to make that stuff. You can't just make it. You have to sacrifice to make it.
Oh, it's Annie that said she made a few bags in her life. Whoops.
Yeah. And the main ingredient, believe it or not, for black heart soil is snails and slugs.
Yeah, and you see today it's um like you can use dragon's blood to protect yourself. Oh yeah, Kevin, you can make some dragon's blood as a protection. That's what I want to do next for my other investigations. I have to get
Yeah,
around to doing it, which is either olive oil or coconut oil that you put the resin of dragon's blood. Well, me, I buy it at a craft store where I can get all my stuff, and you crush it together and you melt it into the oil, and it looks like blood after, and that's supposed to be good as a protection also.
I think dragon's blood's a general very good protector, isn't it? I know a lot of people do
And
use dragon.
it boosts the other protections that you have.
Yeah, I know a lot of people use it for that. We don't. We haven't. We've only used it really when we're working with the energy of our dragons.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. So you can make like your little flask of dragon's blood, keep it on you like a crystal or something.
Yeah, you can
And
definitely. Yeah, you can have it set as well. You know, you can melt it, Sandra, and have it mixed with a um, amber, something like you can actually set it to make it a stone.
mhm,
That's
for
very
a
good.
week I bloody can't modest. Okay. Um so we asked what's coming up. So do you have like a regular schedule for your uploading, like
No, I
your
upload every day.
videos?
I upload every day, but
Okay.
usually it's a fairy tale story. But on the weekend, that's when I do like the craft things. If I'm going to do anything that's to do with witchcraft, it'd be on the weekends.
Okay. And I remember hearing you saying that you have students,
I do.
you give classes?
I do.
Okay. Is it by the internet or
It's both. It has been by the internet for quite some time because of certain circumstances, obviously.
the C word?
Right, right. We've not been able to get together, but things are better now. We should be able to do that very soon.
Okay. And these classes are about what?
They're about my kind of craft. So they're about learning to work with the dark as well as the light. They're more about the Gregory of the land and the Vex Nakari of the 13 familiar spirits that witches work with.
Okay, and we don't find that content on your channel though.
It's not there yet. Give it time.
Okay, okay. And you're going to be putting up some crafts, I hope, because
Oh yeah,
on Sunday afternoons I would like to try some.
yeah, sure. I think that's I just worry that people don't want to see it. That's what worries me.
I want to see it, and I'm sure
You know.
Barbara wants to see it. Barbara's not here with me, and I'm sure she would love to see it too. Annie, before there, she would love to see it, I'm sure. Oh,
And I'll
here.
I'll keep it safe, and I'll definitely keep my clothes on.
Just a little effort on that part. Okay, Wysteria. I took my daughter to Dollar Tree, and she comes out with tiny glass bottles, glitters, and rocks, and said she was making spells. Oh, so cute.
Oh, that's
What's an
lovely.
easy, sweet spell for kids? Oh, it's so adorable.
Well, honestly, this may sound very bizarre, but I'll put a few out on my channel if that helps. But when you look at introducing children, it can be hard because you don't want to. I got messed up with what happened to me, and I had to have counselling. Let's put it that way. That's how bad it was. I had to have counselling, and it was bad. But where children are concerned, the first thing you need to do is make it a game. Maybe don't call it spells. Maybe call it arts and craft time. Just this is not because there's anything wrong. It's other people. I have found that other people will judge for this. So if you don't want other people to judge your child for it, then honestly, the best thing to do is first make it arts and craft. Just to prevent them from being bullied or because it happens. I know that sounds, but trust me, it does happen. You will get pushed aside for a simple word as spell. You will. Society doesn't take very well to it, even though it says it does and it has improved. Believe me, some places have not. And then I would get maybe, and this is just a suggestion because with children it's a delicate thing, start growing our own herbs. Teach her that these plants start from a seed and they grow, and then when she's grown, maybe lavender and basil, something like that. When they're grown, learn her that she now has to ask the plant if it's okay to harvest it, obviously. Harvest the lavender and the basil, separate them. These are just two simple herbs that you can grow at home. And teach her all about lavender, the fact that it's calming, it relieves anxiety, it can help calm a situation in a building, it's great for relaxation in a bedroom. And then teach her how basil is stimulating, it helps us focus, it helps us clear us mind, it brings clarity. And then learn her how to dry them out. It's very easy to dry out your plants. You just literally leave them where they can get slight air, no rain. It's better to hang them. So you would have to get elastic band and sort of tie them and hang them at your window where there's going to be a bit of a draft, but no rain coming in. Once they've dried out, you will then learn how to crush them as you could put olive oil on a candle and roll your herbs on it, or you can sprinkle them over the candle flame. And as she's doing that, give her a little like point, say what she wants to bring in. So basil's very good for money and things as well, and for luck. So little things like that. I'll have to do one on my channel because it would take me forever to actually sit and explain it all here, and we haven't got the time. But I'll show you on my channel the best way to start involving children. And please don't think I mean any disrespect, by telling you to replace it with arts and crafts, it's more because of other people, not because of yourself.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, because they can get bullied for saying, "Oh, you do
I did.
spells," and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, I did. I
Uh,
definitely. Yeah.
and you have any questions for us? Something we might need to know? Annie. Okay, she was talking to Annie. She wasn't talking to us. But that was so adorable, though. Her daughter getting these little jugs and stuff.
It's very good. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with encouraging children to do that at all, as long as you learn them the right way. As long as they've got a very good teacher who learns them the right way, nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all.
Okay, guys, we have like 9 minutes left. So if you have any last questions before we end this live stream.
I'm surprised nobody's asking a very well, questions that you don't want to answer.
Oh no, my chat, they're usually always
They're quite
good.
good. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Ashley.
Hello.
Hello, Jean Bruce. How are you? I'm doing good. Okay. Did you do something special for Halloween? Like we just passed Halloween, I know, but
Yes, I feed
some
my ancestors.
you feed your ancestors.
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Okay. And how do
So,
you do that?
so basically, obviously, first I have a certain area that I practice in. Okay, Sandra, I'm not going to lie. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 areas around my home and property in which I can practice different things. So, in my spare room is for my ancestors. This is where my ancestral work will take place. So, obviously, I'll have my spirit box, I'll have my Ouija board, I'll show you, my little cups, chalices, these
Okay. Yeah,
little
very
things.
cute.
Yeah, they're silver as well. My candles, I'll have my, obviously, sort of food, but it depends. So, like for Halloween, I've got wheat, pumpkin, some chocolate, a cigarette, because they like the tobacco. And then I'll have port, whiskey, red wine, either one. What I've got left at the minute is this one. And then my Ouija board and some moon water is very important, obviously, full moon water. And I will contact my ancestors, ask them to come in and to bless me and make sure that winter goes smoothly, that I don't struggle through winter. And in return for them blessing my winter and helping me through winter, I will feed them alcohol, food, chocolate. It's kind of like that, and then I will give them flowers on their resting place. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. That's what I
Okay.
do. It goes on for 3 days as well. So it's not just Halloween night. It's the night before. It's then Samhain, and then it's afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, we have a question here. I'd like to know, Claire from Wysteria-Energy Twister, for okay, no, she wants to thank us. Thank you for coming.
Barbara, you are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. But yeah, my craft growing up was hard, and that's one thing that I
Because
don't
I
want.
see it in big letters, so I think it's a
I
question.
know.
Okay, I think this is a question. How far back can you trace this in your family? Oh, Debbie.
I will have to show you on my channel. I don't want to tell you my family line. It's kind of a secret. But I'll show you.
Uh,
Going on who I know personally, I can just get it as far back as my great grandma because they're the only people I knew. I knew my great grandma, she was a witch. I knew my grandma, she were a witch. However, on the the family tree, the tree of life, whatever you want to call it, that's different. But I personally did not know these people. It's not like I met them because they were gone before I was sort of involved, before I was here, even some of them. So it's not like I got to actually meet them or anything.
Heather here has a question. Has media, movies, etc., ever represent witchcraft correctly?
God, no, absolutely not.
I'd
Firstly, Heather,
say
we cannot shoot fireballs from our hands. That's a big no-no. We cannot do this. It's an energy that we work with. We don't shoot fireballs from our hands.
okay.
Well, flying is we don't fly on brooms. Let's just make that clear. I have got my grandma's broom, but it was my great grandma's and my grandma's. Now it's mine. But when we say we are flying, we are astral traveling. We're not actually jumping on a broom and flying across the sky. Flying is a term used for astral traveling. So the movies are very incorrect.
Yeah, because the broom is used for something else.
Cleansing. Yep. Well, it's used for cleansing, but it's also a symbol of something else that I'm not going to say here because my craft
That
might not be
is
the same. But
that is over 18.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, we don't fly, we astral travel. Same as the Witch's Sabbath. When you go to the Witch's Sabbath, it's done by psychotropic herbs. It is a state of mind, it's in the mind. At the Witch's Sabbath, you create it through herbs, herbal infusion. Best way to put it.
No vacuum then. No vacuum is
No,
necessary.
I've tried, it doesn't work.
PLE, hello. Media never came close to. Whoops, not this one. This one right here from Black Dragon. Media never came close. There is a lot of misconception about witchcraft and the
I
magic.
know. If we believe media, then we think witches are all these bad people out there that are doing inverted pentagrams, calling up Lucifer and killing people. It's not true. It's not true. We're not.
There's some bits true in a way,
Yeah,
but it's not exactly. Yes, who cut her head
yeah,
and put her blood on in the book? Yes, that okay. At the age of 16, yes, okay.
yeah. But they started
But
doing that recently. They didn't do it in earlier films. They only learnt that recently to put it in the films.
but upon that, I haven't seen any either.
No, I'm pretty sure that we can't really shoot anything out of his fingers, and I definitely know that there's no way I can set things on fire without having something to set it on fire.
hmm Look at this question. I have a question. Where is the best place to buy witch supplies?
I do them for free because I don't believe you should have to pay for things like this, especially when I grow my own herbs, which includes the poisonous herbs. So shipping can be very difficult if they don't allow you them over there because I grow mandrake, vervain, hemlock, wolfsbane. It's all in my garden, but harvested now. So if you're over here in the UK, for example, I'll just do it for free because I don't think you should pay for it. I don't think you should pay for it. But it depends where you are. Over here, if anybody's interested in it over here, they would go to something called Freya's Cauldron. Beautiful, lovely woman. She's a Wicca, Sandra. She's a Wiccan. She's really a lovely lady. Honestly, she's lovely. Freya's Cauldron has everything supplied, but I'm not sure about your end, Sandra, where you would go for yours. But
We have stores actually here with the cauldron, and I can't remember the name. I don't bother the name. I go for what I can't find in nature and at the grocery
yeah,
store
yeah,
because
or search, yeah, search
most of
local woods.
most of my ingredients are herbs and spices that you find at the grocery store. They do just fine.
Yep.
And the flowers and other plants, well, I find them in the forest when I go in the forest and stuff. And but for specific that doesn't grow here, like the dragon's blood, like before there. Well,
Yes.
that I get that there, and it's really really cheap. It's like $2 for a pouch, and you go a long way with that.
And remember, you can make your own incense sticks. You can make your own incense blocks as well. If you don't know how to do it, it's on my channel how to make your own. You don't
Oh,
have to buy things. There's so many ways you can do it that's much cheaper, guys. Honestly, there really is.
okay. Well, we are up at our hour mark. We've
Yes, we
passed
are.
it. That went really well and fast. So, guys, her link has been posted quite a few times in the chat tonight, and it was also posted in blue on top. And thank you all for coming and asking
Thank you.
wonderful questions. It was a really fun night we had. And thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
No, it's an honor. People want to be here. You've no idea, Sandra. People want to be here.
Yeah. Like Barbara would say, I'm the Barbara Walters of YouTube. I think they're starting to say now.
Yep. Yep.
And Heather last week said, well, you know, you're doing something right if you're invited to Sandra Pink's show. Well, okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's the talk. That's the talk, Sandra. You are the
Oh,
person that to go to. Yes. Yes.
oh, well, I'm happy. And, I never expected it to be, you know,
It's
this. What did she write here? She said, yes, you have made it. Oh, made it
yes. Yeah.
when you are on Sandra Pink. Okay. Wow.
I agree, Heather. I agree.
Wow.
I think that ball action that you got, Heather, was brilliant. The cat balls. I loved it.
Yes, yes, her cat balls.
Brilliant. First time I'd
What
seen him go off like that.
we all need a certificate. I'm a Sandra Pinkster because it came. Okay, so I'll be starting handing out like a diploma or a certificate, like she says, saying you've been on Sandra Pink's show.
Yeah, we need him. That's true.
Okay, guys, I love you all so much, and I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. And on that note, I will see you all on your next videos. Goodbye and much love.
Bye. Bye.